first matchup against Giannis and the Bucks. Kawhi Leonard missed his second game this season due to load management that resulted in a 129-124 loss. According to the NBA League office, the Clippers were compliant with the league's policy on resting players because Kawhi has been listed on the injury report for dealing with a knee issue. So, Shannon, is load management becoming a problem?
It is, Skip, because, Skip, this is not like something like the NBA, more so than any other league, is a superstar-driven league, Skip. And you have these superstars, and Kawhi's a superstar. And he's sitting out, he's already missed a quarter of the season. In played 8 games, he's missed 2 already. So he's missed 25% of the season, Skip. And you see they got 13 back-to-back, so at the bare minimum. Okay. Now, this is what Jenny, this is what I love the internet. Because the internet,
Jenny,
of stuff. It keeps it up there for perpetuity. I love that word, perpetuity. That's my favorite word. You know that's my favorite word? Now, this is what Kawhi said in September. Kawhi said it's different this season. Last year I was going through with an injury that I was dealing with from the year before, still was lingering. We knew it had to be healthy going throughout the season and making it into the playoffs. This time, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling way better than the start of last season. There was really no plan laid out to discuss with everyone.
Really? Maybe he hurt himself in those early games. You don't know.
Why wasn't he on the injury report then? Why wasn't he on the injury report?
Well, the NBA signed off on knee issue.
Skip, is their problem. Come on now. Now, what is the NBA going to say?
Well, we got role reversal because I've been telling you this.
No. What are they going to say?
Right?
It is kind of weird.
Yeah,
NBA. I mean, seemed like he dug it and dodged it. He tried to pick and choose. Now, he tried to pick and choose and thought he was going to run up on the Suns and do them any kind of way and book. Whole big money booked him. Got him and Pat Bev. Dropped 40 on him. The defense at Kawhi Leonard is the greatest defender we've seen since Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Pippen, they never give up 40 on no one. Ain't nobody got no 40 on Scottie Pippen. Jordan, Bradford Smith did get 30. I think he got 32 on Jordan. And then Jordan came back the next day. It was a back-to-back, Skip. Then Jordan hung 34 on him in half. So let's just let you know what we talk about. But anyway, Skip, look. How you the best player in the world? Skip, I keep telling you, there's 2 types of ability that matters in sports. Availability and accountability. The dude has been available 25% of the time. And what's the accountability to his teammates? I'm saying, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be on swole because they're 0-2 without him. Now, I can see, Skip, maybe if you have Paul George in there, you got another superstar, I can like, okay. But Paul George is out.
Yep.
Paul George is what, another week, 2 weeks away? And Kawhi, he already lunching. But I think California, there's normally a grace period. Well, you have to put in at least 90 days before you get PTO. That's what I'm saying. I'm here now. And I think, don't worry about all this.
Research?
So I'm thinking there's what we call a probationary period. That you have to put in X amount. So before the first 90 days, you can't get no PTO.
Breaking the rules then.
Even in California, as lenient and as liberal as we are here. No, I say we because I'm a Californian now. I'm a Californian.
Yeah.
We've all adapted.
I think you're still a Georgian to me.
But Skip, this is a problem for the NBA. But what can they do? How can they fix it? Because if the guy says I'm hurt and his medical staff says he's hurt, what are they going to do? Send an independent doctor in, they're going to send an independent doctor around to L.A. and to Milwaukee and to Miami and yada, yada, yada. So there's really nothing they can do. But this is a problem, Skip, because because I remember going, because LeBron was with the Cavs, and they were playing back-to-back Clippers and Lakers. I was like, ooh, I'm going to go see old Bron do this thing with the clip. I'm going to go watch it. And then I'm driving to the game, Skip, and LeBron and Kyrie, and ain't nobody playing. I almost turned around in the middle of the road. Right on the 405 going downtown.
Just over it?
Yep.
Just go back home. And you never go.
So it's a problem, Skip, and you know it. Imagine if I'd have spent about $3-4 grand on them tickets, boy, I'd have went in there and said, look here, they play tonight.
I know. Got to think about those fans. Skip?
There was a lot of outcry yesterday about how this has become a bigger issue than ever. But the truth is, it's just one guy who was doing exactly the same thing all of last year off radar because nobody really noticed after he left small town San Antonio. And I was really the only one outside of Spurs Nation, and I'm in Spurs Nation, but outside because I live in L.A.
Sure, you were aware.
But I was pounding this desk about what he did the year before to my Spurs.
Right.
And he did quit his way out of town because he had a master plan of a layover in Toronto or wherever it was going to be to get to Staples, because this is where he's from. The layover was off radar. Nobody really cared about the Toronto Raptors, so nobody really noticed what he was doing except me pounding the table, ridiculing you. Look at what he's doing now.
I thought it would hurt.
Okay, so he missed 22 games. That's a lot of games to miss last year, and nobody paid that much attention because nobody really thought Toronto was going to win the East.
But they went 17-5 in those games.
Okay.
And you see what Siakam's doing now.
All right. Okay. So it was a really good basketball team, but it got great with that guy in the middle of it. And what happened when he ran into Giannis in the playoffs?
Yep.
Well, he finally said, let me take him, and then they built the wall behind him.
Yep.
And that was the end of Giannis as we knew and loved him, right?
Yep. You're
so
right.
I get it. I was all fired up for last night, the late game out here in L.A., at least for us to get up early. But it's going to be Kawhi versus Giannis on ESPN. Here we go.
Regular season MVP, finals MVP.
Okay. And then ESPN did a piece for the late Sports Center in which it went out into the street and interviewed Clippers fans outside Staples. What do you think about Kawhi not playing? And obviously they're all just, oh, this is garbage. This is outrageous. Well, you got him, and these are the terms of getting him.
You're exactly
Do you not
right.
want him anymore? You want him to go to the Lakers? You could probably say, we don't want him anymore, right?
No.
No, you can't do that because you loved it. All those same fans were doing handsprings, cartwheels, right?
Yeah, on that earthquake night.
Earthquake night. You know, they couldn't believe it. They were shocked out of their minds. The Clippers have their back. They've arrived, right? So here's the problem I have with all this. The coach in San Antonio has been doing this for years, and nobody seems to care, and nobody holds him accountable for it. And I go back to the fateful night in November of 2012, in which my Spurs had played at Orlando on a Wednesday night, and they were about to play LeBron's and Dwayne's team in Miami on TNT on Thursday night. And what did Greg Popovich do?
He sent them home.
He sent Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili home on Southwest. He just said, here are your tickets. Go sit. I don't know how they got on Southwest.
I don't know how you
feels.
How did Tim fold himself up in one of those seats?
They don't even have first class.
Well, they don't. I don't know how he did it, but that's Pop. He just said, you three, go fly home.
Rows, maybe.
And everybody was outraged, but nobody held Greg Popovich accountable because that's just old Pop. He's a curmudgeon, and they let him get away with berating and humiliating media members, and they said, that's old Pop. He's funny.
His sideline.
Oh, it's funny. I don't think it's funny, but that's just me. And I've never loved the load management, but you can't argue with the result of it because he probably prolonged Tim Duncan's career doing that.
Yeah.
He probably prolonged Manu's career doing that because he would pick his spots throughout the year, and it would drive me crazy because I'm all excited about watching. No, they're not playing.
But the thing is, Skip, I think the thing is that for the most part, that was the first time that we had seen Pop rest all the guys at once. Normally it's one guy.
Yeah.
And if Paul George was there, Skip, I can understand it.
Yeah.
But there's no PG. So I mean, but hey, Skip, we 2 weeks into the regular season. Skip, I could see if it was January. It was February, you know, you got the All-Star game, so I'm going to let him miss a game right before, but I don't even know if you can miss a game before the All-Star game because they want you playing. So, but I get if it's late, it's March. Okay, take a couple of days. Skip, 2 weeks.
What do you always tell me? Production tolerance.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, is there high production? Yes. Did he not validate last year?
Yes.
Load management?
Yes.
Because he said, okay, you can criticize me all you want, but when it's time for me to play against Philly and Milwaukee and Golden State, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Problem
What happened to the rule? The rule was instituted. Why? Because they wanted to give LeBron James a few days off. And everybody lost their mind. They're like, we got to put a rule in. LeBron James is the best player, and people want to see him play. Don't you think they deserve to see old GOAT James? And they put the rule in. Not Kawhi up there with his hair braided. Ooh.
Okay. So I'm going to remind
That's
everybody.
your guy. That's the guy you had his jersey on.
Okay.
You wore his jersey.
My guy is Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
No.
And
Kawhi.
would you believe that 9 times in Michael's career he played all 82 games? Would you believe another time he played 81 games and another time he played 80 games? Yeah. So that's 11 years of 80-plus games. They just didn't even think about load managing.
No.
Could Michael have extended his career? Maybe. But
No. It was off the
Okay.
It was the cigars and the brown liquor.
Well,
that
you
cut
could
his,
make a
that cut his
case.
career
I think he
short.
did pretty well for himself.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, instead of like 5 cigars, just hit 2.
Okay. Well, you could. But he took 3 years off before he went to Washington.
And then he took another year and a half off.
Yeah. Before that.
Yeah.
That was.
And my guy don't do that.
That was not by choice.
I don't know about that. Skip. I don't want to get all of this. You know, his choice. He did it. They decided him to do it, Jenny.
Yeah,
all I know is my guy. For 17 straight.
Your guy has played 82 one time. One time in his career.
And the man
so there's been some little load management going
And what'd
on.
you tell me about the amount of minutes he's played? He's played, what, the 3rd or 4th most minutes of all time?
He has.
Huh?
Little is different than 22 games.
Yeah. 22 games, Skip Bayless. My guy, let LeBron take off there. You know what? I don't feel like playing.
Okay.
That's what he should do, criminal. You know what LeBron should do on criminal day? I'm load management. I want to be with Ozuri. She need to wake up and see Daddy over these presents. So I'll be at the game sometime, but I ain't playing tonight. And watch everybody lose their mind.
Well, he'll be home that morning. He'll be okay.
No, we come to the game as a family because I'm not playing.
I just don't get why Kawhi gets to have his own rules.
Yeah,
Not how it works in the real world.
If you can produce, they tolerate.
Oh, so LeBron couldn't
right?
produce? If LeBron couldn't produce? When does LeBron not produce?